All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversationafterdark.com. You can listen to our past episodes and make sure you tell a friend about the show. So, Tay, let's do the icebreaker.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with extreme personal questions.
Okay.
Um, okay. This one may not be too bad. What current sitcom character do you most resemble and why? I'll expand it to TV or movie
Sitcom character
or TV show or movie. Because I
and,
don't.
and it's current.
Um, it don't have to be current. Anything, because I can't. I don't resemble anything current, and not from a sitcom.
As I've gotten older, I keep it bald, but I'd have to go. If you go on sitcom, I got the Uncle Phil going with the bald and a gray beard. It's funny, like during the pandemic, we was at the crib. So there's some days go where I didn't shave my head.
Hmm.
And you go for a week or so, you ain't shave your head, and you just like, oh well shit. Yeah, okay. Now you start to see the Uncle Phil come in. I was like, man, let me go ahead and take care of this. But yeah, I'll say Uncle Phil.
Okay. You know what? I read resemble, but I wasn't thinking resemble. I was thinking in terms of personality or characteristics. Because I don't think I resemble anybody.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Characteristics, who you got?
So I always say when I saw by the time I saw Spike Lee, She's Gotta Have It, I was almost 30. But I'm telling you, that movie reminded me of a short little time in my 20s.
You was
The,
Nova
the
Donovan?
movie, the movie, not the actual TV series that was on Netflix, but the movie
So you was Nola Darling?
for a short period of time.
You got a rotation?
Uh, yeah, I could say that. But I think the main thing with me was that I didn't keep the secret. That's just me. But also, Julia Roberts' character in Runaway Bride was a lot of her and me too.
Okay, okay. I think I'm gonna still stick with Uncle Phil just because, just being the patriarch of the family and always there for your family, but always being grumpy too. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
I could see that.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids know they say like if we got one phone call, we're gonna call dad because he gonna answer, he gonna come get us, but he gonna cuss us smooth out at the same time. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Uncle Phil. I'm gonna stick with Uncle Phil. So yeah, so Tay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
I was talking to my guy, and um, he proposed to his gal. They're working on getting everything put together and coming up with a date. But she put I'm gonna say a demand on him. Uh, I don't know. They're not the type of people like share Facebook. That people like share their Facebook, like they have like, say like you and I are together. We have like Tay and Marvin, whatever, they share Facebook accounts, which I always feels like super fucking weird. But they're pretty open about, what they do on social media. And she asked him to block um one or two exes. I can't remember if it was two or just one, but one person in particular, she asked him to block. And there's a particular Facebook group that he's in that she asked him to leave that Facebook group because of the type of content and conversations that happen in that Facebook group. And he asked me what he should do. And my personal response was, listen, I mean, if you feel like she's worth it, then obviously do what's best for your relationship. But I feel as if how you start a relationship it dictates how it's going to be for the rest of that relationship. And if you're gonna be with this person for the rest of their life, I would still want to know like what insecurity or what is it insecurity or is there a valid reason that is driving this? I'm leaning towards insecurity. And I'll tell you whether I would do it or not, but I want your response first.
Okay. I'm leaning towards I won't do it, but it depends. I feel like in general, I do think that some people have insecurities where they don't trust anybody around their man, around their woman. They don't want any kind of type of anything that looks inappropriate or anything like that. And I do think that comes from a place of insecurity, and sometimes they doing dirt themselves, so this they're projecting. But I also believe that if they don't have this insecurity thing going on, I do believe that like a man can see when another man is being insincere, and a woman can see when another woman is being insincere with their partner. So I do believe in situations like that you should probably block whoever that person says you need to block or get out of whatever group you need to get out of, especially for the the well-being of your relationship.
So when you say they can see through, do you mean say if somebody has a friend of the opposite sex and you could tell, listen, this person ain't just about just being a friend. Like if your partner was down with it, this person will be down with it. Is that what you mean by that?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So, I'm saying this as someone who has friends of the opposite sex and someone who's dated people who have friends of the opposite sex, you can tell when the relationship is just a friendship, there's nothing going on there, and it's strictly platonic. And you can tell when I think this girl got ulterior motives.
So let me ask you this. Do you
Hmm.
think all male friends, well, obviously you don't, because you said you have male platonic friends, but I used to be under the belief that male platonic friends are just dudes that are waiting. They that dick in the glass is waiting to be broke for in case of emergency. Um, and or they're male friends because it's clear the woman isn't attracted to them, so it'll never happen. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. I think that for someone to be truly best friends or truly friends platonically, I think that usually starts at early ages, like school age, and they grew up together, or somebody in the neighborhood and they grew up together. These people that come around in their adult ages, I don't always trust those situations.
I don't either. And I'm a guy that has uh women friends who are platonic. And um if they watch this or if their husbands watch this, I hope that they listen to her towards the end of my thought process when I say this. For the longest, I was the type of guy that said, I don't believe in having no little sisters. I don't have no play cousins. Everybody is a target. And that was my thought process. I said, I don't give a fuck, they my friend. I'm still trying to smash. Like if they give me the opportunity, I'm gonna smash. But as you get older, I started to realize how terrible that sounded, you know. And as I started to deal with more women like in business, like with podcasts and different things, I realized that yeah, sex would be cool, but like having somebody who's like really down for me as a friend is worth more than just being a notch on the belt. And I've had enough sex with people that, it was either fire or it wasn't fire. And either way, if it was like really good sex and I was like, this was my friend, it would totally change the dynamic of our relationship. And if it was bad, it would totally change the dynamic of my relationship. So in my 40s, I finally got to a point where it's like, I'm not willing to risk a good friend for just sex. But for a long time, I didn't feel that way. And I'm
Mhm.
not sure that there's a lot of guys who are that enlightened that also feel that way as well. I mean, I got some friends, and there's levels to friendship, right? I got some friends who, like, if they said, hey, look, what's up? Let's just do it. I think that we both could handle it, and we both could kind of like just like, hey, we just having fun for the night and move on and just let it be what it be. But for the most part, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I get that. That it can happen, but I mean, I think it's very few people, but I do think it can happen. Again, like I said, I am someone who does have friends of the opposite sex, so it can happen. But majority of my friends I knew
Oh,
before I became an adult.
so here's the question. Do you have a friend that y'all friends, but if y'all happen to just slip up, y'all can slip up. Say y'all, we talked about this last week. Say y'all accidentally started fucking. You accidentally started fucking because your friendship survived. Could it go back from, all right, we didn't took this step. Now we're gonna pull it back.
Um,
You better hope they don't watch the show, because if they watch the show, they definitely could be like, hey, Tay, what's up?
no, I'm going to qualify everything I say. I don't have those feelings for them. So let me say that first. But if I did, me with my personality, I am the type who could have sex. Again, I'm a rule follower. You tell me the rules of this. That's what I'm gonna think it is. Even if I were to maybe catch a feeling or two outside of the parameters, I'm always going to be thinking, but it's this way. So I could. But again, I don't have feelings for them like that. So I would never cross that line.
For me, I think, and we talked about friends with benefits in the past. Um, One of the things, like, say y'all are friends and y'all smash and it's good, then, and from my experience, the friendship piece of the relationship starts to take a background to, us fucking, so it goes from just like maybe sharing silly memes and talking about work, talking about kids or whatever to where y'all seeing each other porn and y'all talking about sex all the time. So it's like it turns into a fuck buddy situation. And
Mhm.
the whole friendship thing takes like a complete back seat to the friendship. And I've been guilty of that. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but I really value the women who are my friends. I consider you one of them, Tay. And I'm glad that I've gotten to the point where I don't have to try to screw every woman that I know.
That's a good place to be. That's very mature.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm gonna toot my own horn when it comes to that, for sure. Because I definitely was not like that. Definitely not like that. Let me go ahead and just read some of what people say in the chat. Janine said, "Hey y'all, hey, what's up, Janine?" TJ said, "I checked out for a minute, but I'm back. We're glad to have you back, TJ." Uh, TJ said, "Mookie, I don't know. I guess she's what's her girl's name?
Um,
Uh, Rosie Perez. I think she's
yeah.
Rosie Perez." Then it says it was Missy. She wanted me to block and leave. Okay. All right, there's nobody knows who that is, bro. Uh TJ said nope and nope. You're not trying to socialize someone else's media. Hell no. And then Danielle says, I am more than likely not going to block people that aren't already blocked. Folks will find a way to get things done if they want. Blocking on social media ain't going to solve that. That's true.
That's true. Back to what you said about people sharing social media. In my experience, from people that I've known, either they were in the lifestyle and so they were sharing because of that, so it wasn't a big deal, or somebody messed up and they were combining Facebook accounts or social media accounts to keep tabs on the other person.
I always thought it was that somebody messed up. I didn't really think about the whole lifestyle piece because I'm kind of new to the lifestyle piece. So I can see that though. I
Mhm.
definitely see that.
But
But
even in the lifestyle, sometimes it was because somebody stepped out.
somebody violated the boundaries or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I won't say all the time, but sometimes.
So I'm gonna tell you how Danielle said, where there's even if they block, people find a way. I don't know if you remember. I can't remember how long ago this was, but you know how people play them Facebook games,
Mhm.
and there was a game. They got like words with friends and different stuff where you could challenge people. Well, there was a game back in the day that game like all of a sudden it became like real popular. Like something to catch blaze on social media and everybody's doing it at some point. It's
Mhm.
a game called, and I gotta name it. Just I don't want to get a free pub, but I gotta name it. It's called Ruzzle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember Ruzzle? And you could compete
Mhm.
with people. But with Ruzzle, there's a little chat function where like you're supposed to be where y'all can talk shit to each other. But I know for sure it was going down in the Ruzzle in the Ruzzle DM.
Wow.
For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. I ain't gonna say if it was me or not, but I know that it was
That's
going.
crazy.
I know it was going down for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if my partner asked me to block somebody or to leave a certain Facebook group, they would have to have like a really, really good reason for me to do that. Because in my personal opinion, if you have to ask me to do those things, like I'm gonna just put it back on me. If I feel like I need to ask my partner to do those things, I need to question whether they even need to be my partner, my fiance, my spouse at all.
Mhm.
Um, I honestly don't want to have to police my woman. I don't want to have to police how she dresses. I don't want to have to police how the friends that she has, male or female. I just don't have time for that. I want somebody who is my partner, who's my equal, who can help me be a better man. And I don't want to have to let me see what you got on before you leave, and who you talking to, and who are going to be there, and you going with your single friends or you going with your married friends. I don't want to live life like that at all.
Mhm.
So I feel like if I need to ask those questions, then or make that type of demand, then I probably don't even need to really be with that person. Or I need to address, better yet, I need to address what's making me feel the way that I feel, that I want to put that type of limitation on my partner.
Mhm. I agree with that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's all about, compatibility and, some people like social media and some people, you ever notice that like the people who don't have social media talk about social media all the time? And the people who don't have social media know everything that's going on social media, even though they don't have it.
Yeah. I've noticed that. Because usually somebody who has social media is telling that person everything.
Listen, and if I find out that you were sharing my social media with somebody else, I'm blocking your ass immediately. Immediately. I had somebody, it was funny. I blocked somebody because they was doing that, and the dummies came back on my page and was like, "Hey, so and so said you blocked them. Can you block them?" I'm like on my page.
Mhm.
Like I blocked them for a reason because they were sharing my information with other people. They were sharing my stuff with my like auntie and my uncle.
Wow. That's I have heard of that happening a lot with people sharing things with parents and grandparents that aren't on
Yeah,
social media.
yeah,
Other
yeah.
family members on it.
Blocked immediately. Blocked immediately. So Janine said I had to stop playing words with friends with an ex. He would not leave me alone. I quit you because I quit you because you play too many games, remember?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
that's
did have somebody this person watches the show. There was one of those Facebook groups it wasn't private, it was public. But I was in the group and his ex told him I was in a group. I mean, it was a public group, it wasn't a secret. But I just always thought that was funny. Like she thought that was gonna make a difference, but anyway.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying like in terms of the relationship between he and I. Like she thought, being a run till that was gonna make a difference. I mean, I wasn't doing anything. It was a public group. I'm not that stupid.
So nah, I don't know if I can tell that story. I don't know. I tell a lot of my business, but I can't tell that. I can't tell that one. Just put it like this. I've had people in close proximity on these social media streets. And, I mean, they knew that I wasn't exclusive with them. And they also knew about the other person.
Hmm.
But then when they found out that them and the other person were in the same, group and commenting on the same comments and stuff, that was a bit too far for them. And I had to deal with the repercussions of that, you know. Was I wrong?
I don't think so. No.
Mm, okay. All right. Danielle said I definitely had some strangers trying to get me on there. Okay. I think she's talking about Words with Friends. They
Hmm.
they be doing their thing on Words with Friends, Ty?
I haven't played Words of Friends in years, so I only played with people I knew, so I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man, because like if you asking me to block, an ex or somebody who you don't like or leave a Facebook group, what's gonna happen when I have the bachelor party?
Good question. I mean, I've always heard people say maybe you should give your partner a whole pass just for that one night of the bachelorette party, the bachelor party. I don't know because now I'm not saying I agree with this, but I'm saying you're gonna be with this person for the rest of your life. You cutting them off from everything and everybody else. Why not let her have one last night of freedom?
Hey, who was it that said it? Mario Winans. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, and I would hope not, because like who you having this hall pass with? Are you talking about with one of the performers or with an ex or somebody you met at the bar? Like, how's this going down?
Who knows? Could be one of the strippers. I don't know. Could be somebody at the bar. Somebody, the party just happens to run into.
Yeah, especially how y'all do. Y'all go on y'all little girl trips to Jamaica and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
What about the boys' trips to Brazil?
I mean, I know there's a lot of missionary trips that go to Brazil, a lot of praying and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Don't go there.
I never been to Brazil, so I can't speak. There was no movies made about Brazil, but we had movies made about Jamaica, so we know how y'all get that. But I don't know, man. I'm good on. I don't. I think that's a bad way to enter the marriage,
Hmm.
um, unless you all are just like lifestyle um, and if you lifestyle, why do you need like the hall pass then? You know what I'm saying? Because you're already going to be there. But yeah, nah, I probably wouldn't be with that. So when I got married, I had two bachelor parties. I had one in Vegas and I had one in the city I was living at the time in Houston. And I mean, you had your fun, you had your fun and the strippers and y'all hanging out and drinking and doing all that stuff. And I'll be honest, because I've told a lot of my business. I didn't even really think about doing anything like that. Now I do know that there are guys who do, but for me, that's not how I wanted to enter into my marriage.
Hmm.
Not saying that I was perfect, after I got married and I didn't, make mistakes and do dirt, but going into the marriage, that's not how I wanted to enter into it. What about you?
I can understand it. For me, by the time I make that choice, that commitment. Usually bachelorette and bachelor parties are usually, the week of or day before the big day. If I'm right there in my head, I'm already hitched. So I'm not gonna do that.
All right, so here's the real question. Here's the real question.
Okay.
You got an ex, and he's about to get married, and he hits you up and he says, "Hey, I'm about to get married. Uh, you know, she's the right girl for me, but I still miss what we have, even though I know long term we aren't compatible. Can I get it just one more time before I marry this girl?" You gonna say yes or no?
No.
You a hater.
No, it's something about that makes it seem like it's either a deceptive line or
What's game for real? He running game.
exactly, or like you trying to treat me like I'm a consolation prize, or me, something like that. Like it doesn't seem genuine. So no. And I haven't been hit with that by an ex, but I've been hit with that by somebody I thought was a friend, which is why I'm like, them adult friendships don't always be.
See, he fouled for that. If
Yeah.
it's a friend, he fouled for that by saying like, "Hey, y'all, let me hit it before we get married." Now,
Mhm.
an ex though, I didn't have any exes that I really was cool with like that, but I could see it coming from an ex being like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be an upstanding man, so let me get this out of my system. You know, we kicked it pretty tough. We both enjoyed it. Let's just go ahead and do our thing." Now,
I mean, if I might consider it if this was someone that I maybe no, if I still had feelings for that, I wouldn't put myself in that situation. Um, I don't know, it depends on the ex, I guess, but I probably wouldn't. Like I said, it feels like a line. So no, I wouldn't do that.
TJ said if the thing was thinging, yes. Danielle said no, with a bunch of exclamation marks. And Janine said absolutely no last hit. Uh, TJ said not an ex, but in past side piece. Oh yeah. And instead,
Yeah, see that kind of makes it different because an ex, there might still be feelings there, and I might be left on the side of the highway in my feelings, crying because he getting married. That's not gonna happen. But I'm just saying that
well,
that's a possibility. But with a side piece, nah, I could probably do that.
hey, here's the thing though. You're gonna be left on the side of the highway with your feelings anyway. You might as well get some dick out of the situation.
No, no, because my feelings are not tied up in the side piece. So I won't be sitting on the highway in my feelings.
Okay. Uh, Stephanie said only if he has a hall pass. I'm not knowingly participating in cheating. That's no fun. That's no fun, Stephanie. Tony said, I had a last go around with an ex on the eve of her nuptials. Was not planned, but yeah, I didn't have anybody ever hit me up for anything. I did have a woman hit me up to say that she apologized for how she treated me.
Mhm.
And she wanted to get that off her conscience before she got married or what have you.
To say that.
And I did have some women who I guess doing that like the last ditch effort when they found out I was getting married. Like I had one particular I call her a friend or whatever. We was considering dating or what have you. And she was like, she found out I was getting married through but we never lived in the same city. So like a big part of our interaction was phone sex. And when she found out I was getting married, she left this old nasty old voicemail, with her playing with herself and all that old shit. But I never had any, this last dance phone calls or anything like that. So
Okay. Going
probably
back.
probably because they know I would do it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
go back to the bachelorette and bachelor parties. Should the attendees be given a hall pass?
What you mean?
So, like your friends, the friends of the bride, the friends of the groom come, and a bachelor party, sometimes there can be some debauchery going on. Should the attendees be given a hall pass?
If they're not married?
No, if they're married. The hall pass, I mean, if you're not married, what's the hall pass going to do? I mean, you don't need one.
I mean, I guess. I mean, no, no. I mean, to me, a bachelor party should just be like fun. Yeah, there's gonna be some, strippers, and it may go further than it normally goes than, a regular, at the strip club or whatever. They may like pull out different, like I've seen at different bachelor parties, they'll make the guy like get down to his drawers or whatever, and then it'd be like, he'd get like special attention from the girls who were dancing. But then after a while, they trying to get money, so they just making their rounds around the other guys who were there. So it's I've never been to a bachelor party where it's just some damn freak off, like a Puff Daddy freak off or anything like that. Maybe I need different friends. And it's just more because I remember when my wife went to her bachelorette, my ex-wife went to her bachelorette party. She was dressed provocative. She had her, her cleavage showing, and I was like, go have a good time. And when she came back, she told me about it. She was just like, yeah, I was sitting there, and then like she said, I felt like dude like touched me on my head. He was standing on the stage behind me. And she said, I realized, I was like, that's not your hand, is it? And he was like bouncing his dick on top of her head or what have you. That shit like that, that don't bother me. But I never been no shit like that. What about you? Your friends' bachelorette parties get wild?
No, actually, no. Matter of fact, I've been kind of upset because my friends they've had bridal showers, not bachelorette parties.
So we both need better friends.
Actually, my stepmother's bachelorette party was probably the wildest. We did a strip pole class. That was probably the wildest one I've been to.
She was marrying your dad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So TJ said a haul from whom? It ain't my business what anyone else is doing. I get you, TJ. Stephanie says, I thought bachelorette parties were for Bible study and prayer before getting married. Girl, stop it. Tony said, in my opinion, you shouldn't be trying to bag or bust down during your bachelor party. That's not what's good, of course. That's me. I agree. I agree. Like I can see like maybe just having like that, like I said, that last fling, that
Mhm.
last fling with the, with an ex maybe, or like I said, maybe a side piece. But yeah, this smashing the stripper or whatever, it happens. It happens. But that's not the move. That's not the move. So
Okay.
all right, Tay, you got a would you or would you not before we go?
I have a nasty or normal.
Okay.
I don't think I've asked this one before. Okay. So say you with your girl and she says she wants you to finish in a cup so she can drink it afterwards. Is that nasty or no?
That's nasty. And I'm gonna do it. That's nasty, and I'm gonna do that shit. We gotta throw it. It's gonna be one of them red solo cups. You know what I'm saying? To the way, but it's nasty. But I'm gonna do it. And what's the difference between that and busting in the mouth, though?
See, for me, it's different, and that's why I asked the question because I wouldn't do that. It's like if a guy asked me to drink it like out of a cup, I need it fresh out the spigot. Otherwise, otherwise I can't do it.
Oh my god, is it one of those things you like? Just hurry up and give it to me so I can swallow real quick.
I mean, pretty much. I don't have that attitude while doing it, but that's pretty much what it is.
Do women like swallowing nut?
Some do, some don't. I don't have a problem with it. It's just I don't know. I feel like the texture changes once it hits the air. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Because I actually don't have a problem swallowing. Actually don't have a problem with that. But I do feel like once it hits the air, like it's different somehow. I don't know.
The
So
consist
I can't do it.
the consistency changes.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like if you don't swallow nut, you immature as fuck. If you're a woman.
I don't judge nobody. Do what you do. If you want to, fine. If you don't, find somebody who don't care.
Let's see. Janine said skip the cup. Danielle said nasty, no cups. Tony said a woman who swallows should be protected at all costs. You, my brother. And TJ said it thickens a bit. You're right, Tay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this though. What if I told you that I'm not really big on chicks? Let me finish in their mouth.
I would believe that because you said, I mean, you've talked about, women going down on you, and that's not the best thing for you. So I can see that.
Well, I mean, there's some women that are really good at it, but my thing is I like to kiss. And I would want to kiss you goodnight, or kiss you goodbye. Because either you getting in the Uber or Lyft or I'm getting in my truck and I'm going home. But after I've done that, I can't really kiss you. You know what I'm saying? At least we gotta have like a 6 hour, six
6
hour
hours, really?
Yeah, like maybe the next morning, what I'm saying, before I can tongue kiss you again, what I'm saying. I need you to switch around some scope Listerine and some shit, before I can
I
do.
mean, she could do that 5 minutes after. So why I gotta be 6 hours?
There's still gonna be some remnants there. There'll be some remnants. I don't. And it's hypocritical because we go down on women and then a lot of women like to taste themselves or what have you, but I don't want. No, I'm good. I'm good, G. And for that matter, it's not really necessary. And then also sometimes it could be sensory overload. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
There's times
That's
when
one of my
you say,
me, but
what'd you say?
I said that's one of the things that's kind of fun to me, but I get that it's it can be torturous.
I feel like I can see why it'd be fun because you kind of like, making them go crazy. But like there's a threshold where like pleasure does become pain. And it's like, it's a little bit too much. So yeah, yeah, you ain't got to do that, what I'm saying. We could just yeah, I was gonna say paint your lips, but that's really kind of the same thing. Anyway, y'all nasty. Let's see what they gotta say before we go. They said, wow, 6 hours. Yes, 6 hours. TJ said, wow, we love the taste of ourselves on the kiss afterwards. I love that you love that too, TJ. And then TJ says, you can't stomach the taste of your own jizz, Marv. Dude. And I mean, are dudes out there tasting their own jizz? Is that a normal thing?
That's what snowballing is, pretty much.
Is it a normal thing?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been with a dude who has actually tasted his own, so I don't know.
Would you be freaked out if he did?
His own, no.
What else would it be?
I mean, if I know he did it to somebody else, I might be a little freaked out. I don't know.
Janine said, "Paint my boobs." Janine, inbox us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com, and I'll make that happen. Anyway, tell where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you want to fulfill one of Marv's fantasies, I don't know, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe, and leave us a comment.
Especially, I like women who like women too. So yeah, that fantasy still needs to be checked out. But anyway, go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to the past episodes. We appreciate everybody in the chat. We'll have you next time. Peace.
Bye.